Welcome to Rockit Garage, and on this episode, we're going straight back to the early 2000s. I know, Harley Davidson F150 is cool, but this truck gets even cooler. Yeah. Mini trucking never dies. This might be a 2002 Harley Davidson F150. It's not the supercharged one, which, that's fine. It's still a cool truck. It's got the shaved door handles, shaved tailgate, it's got the bed cover, billet grill, everything you need out of a mini truck from the early 2000s. When I say this truck's from 2002, I mean it. Old air pump, air system, tank that they don't even make anymore. I think this was a prototype. You could tell it's like an old air compressor that they modified into an air tank. It looks cool, and the owner said he called the company and they haven't seen one of these pumps in 20 years. And he was really surprised that it was still running. So I guess that's a testament to the old technology from back then. Main issue with this truck is the front end squeaks like typical Ford trucks of this era. So we're gonna look at ball joints, control arms, make sure all the bushings are where they're supposed to be and in good condition. And then this truck doesn't actually go all the way up where it needs to be at ride height because the shock is way too short. So we're gonna figure out what's wrong with that. But first thing we need to do is get it on the lift. That was loose. Oh, you can see where the tire rubs. Right there. Picked up some grass from the yard. The boot is definitely ripped open and got some grease hanging out of it. I think the lowers, oh yeah, the lowers are dry. Look at that. That lower ball joint is dry. Oh, it's all pitted. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's where the noise is coming from. Along with the upper, I think we're just gonna do upper control arms, lower ball joint, and then fix the shocks. And I think this thing should be good. So I'm just gonna blast through the teardown over a time lapse. If you haven't seen or don't know how to tear down ball joints and upper control arms, I have another video on a Silverado I did a couple months ago, so you can go back and watch that. No sense in doing another video on it. We're just gonna time lapse and, like I said, blast through this. You can see there the shock has just been pulled down for so long that it's kind of deformed the eyelets. You might notice I have some help today. Good buddy Mark, making this process go a lot quicker. Taking the brakes off while I'm undoing the upper control arms. Maybe some slight banter. Knocking the tie rod off. And the hub and rotor assembly come off. Upper control arm. Now we're pulling out that old ball joint.
It's a little play that way. That's pretty bad.
Gross. Got the whole front end tore apart. We went ahead and just did all this so we can get some of the work done. Everyone has seen how ball joints come out. This hole looks pretty good. Upper control arm. This is where the main problem is the shocks, and the mount is bent down because the shock is too short. So when it's at ride height, it's extended too far and it's pulling that shock tab down. And you might notice, I got someone with me.
What's up?
Hey, he's helping me out. We're trying to knock this thing out today.
Yeah,
probably not, but
here you can see that's
that's way too short.
And there's no air in the bag, it's just hanging there.
I heated up the other side already and bent it back to where it should be. This is not stock to the truck. These 2001, what is this, a 2002?
I thought it was an 01. It might be
01.
an 02. Same truck.
Same truck. This style truck has a strut, so the shock would be here and the coil is all one. There was no shock that came outside on the A-arm. So someone added this and that piece, which is fine. It works, but the shock itself was way too short.
I mean, you have to do that when you do the bag, but
Yeah.
it's not supposed to do that.
No. That's no bueno. So I'm gonna show you guys the other side real quick. Have the upper control arm installed. All this line redone. New lower ball joint installed. Upper, everything is tight. Looks good. We're just waiting to put the shock back in. But we heated this one up and bent it straight. Yeah, this line's gonna be out of the way, but this side's done. When I say this truck is straight out of the 2000s, it's got what seems to be DJM lower control arms that they modified to put bags on. This kit, not sure where it came from. Homemade shock mounts, which is fine. It's got like brackets and stuff welded, so I'm sure this thing had neons. Let's check out the back. It's got a cool exhaust, sounds pretty good. It's just a 5.4, it's not the supercharged Harley Davidson, but that's all right. And then the rear's got flip kit, lowered shocks, airbags, and if you guys can see that, it's been C-notched. It rides pretty low. It's not like on the ground, but pretty low for a pickup.
Oh, yeah.
That might be a little too high. Alright, missed the wire harness.
Missed the eval. Just to be safe, you know?
I don't know if that jacket's gonna make it. Spray bottle underneath the counter. That's water. Don't grab the lacquer thinner one. Yeah, that one's water.
No. Let me smell. I'm gonna smell it just in case.
Spray it in your eye.
I know you would never put lacquer thinner in
Never.
a water bottle that says water.
Yeah, just soak that.
That's what I'm gonna do. You didn't need this jacket, did you?
No.
You did it that time.
The jacket's about to go up.
Alright.
You ready? Alright.
Is this in the procedure manual?
You can't get that one through OSHA.
Nope.
You can't get that one through OSHA.
OSHA, who's that?
I think it's a whale.
You better stop.
More.
More?
More. More. Just a hair. I like it.
More?
Can you pull back on it towards the back of the truck?
Oh, now you're asking a lot. Don't have any leverage going that way. Let's try.
All right.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see.
Look at that.
It's a little hot. So the main point of this video was to fix the shock issue in the squeaking ball joints, but the ball joints are pretty simple. Any truck is about the same. Mainly I wanted to focus on the shocks themselves and measuring for proper shocks if you're lifting or lowering a truck, or if you just want to make sure that the shocks you're getting are going to be the right thing for the truck. As you can see, that one's pretty blown out, right?
It's not as blown out as the other one.
Where's the other one?
Right over
This one's real bad. I'm gonna do a little demonstration. Yeah,
I'm not that strong. I mean, I'm strong, but I'm not that strong.
All right, so that's what a blown out shock sounds and feels and looks like.
Amazing.
Let's measure that shock.
I mean, this eyelet's not in the center, so I'm just gonna kind of hold it where I think the center is. It's like 14 and, let's say 14 and a half.
All right, 14 and a half.
Fully extended.
Yeah. Fully compressed.
Then we'll do fully compressed. Okay. And that's, yeah, 9 1/4.
9 1/4
ish.
This is pretty much maxed out as far as the drop or the lift of the truck.
So I'll measure bottom to bottom.
Yep, fully drooped.
Like 15 and an eighth.
15 and an eighth. And that was...
That'd be center to center.
Yeah,
so.
and that was 14
Yeah.
and a half.
About 14 and a half. So that explains why this was bent down, because anytime you air the truck up,
it was just
pulling
it.
Because the shock was all the way extended.
Yeah. It's pretty cool seeing the bags be deflated though.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see that it lines up.
Yeah.
Something was lined up properly. Okay. I mean, that's going to be like laid out. I don't know if it will actually lay out or air out that
far.
Without the tire hitting, because the tire does hit here.
Yep.
Let's just assume it does lay out like that. What, 12 and a half?
Yeah.
Center to center.
About 12 and a half.
A little more than 12 and a half. So
the compressed length was okay,
yeah.
but the extended length is way too short.
Right. But the compressed length could be longer. I mean, it didn't need to be that short.
So as long as the shock is longer than full extension and shorter than full compression, you'll be within the shock's range. And then that way you're not limiting the suspension by the shock, because you'll just blow it out.
You don't want your shock to be the limit.
Yeah.
Zert. Sure you don't need this.
Zert.
Like dessert.
Well, we're not deserting it, we're inserting it.
Delicioso.
Got the upper control arm in there. We kind of just made some marks and threw it kind of where it was. This truck's gonna need an alignment anyways, but we're getting it close. That way he can drive it down to the alignment shop. Other than that, lower ball joint, upper control arm, we're gonna throw the spindle and brakes back on it, and then we just gotta wait for the shocks to come in.
All that grease.
Just pumped it in there trying to solve the problem.
Didn't fix it.
Okay.
Will you flip that speed sensor out of the way so I don't squish it?
Go up. Oh my gosh. Pinball. Okay. Out. Yep. Yep. Stick that side on there. Oh yeah, that'll work way better. This alignment's a little off between the plane that this stud's at and this stud, because it's kind of bent down, but there's not a whole lot we could do about it unless we cut it and re-weld everything. So it's worked for 20 years. I'm sure it'll work better now. Well, the shock is not the limiting factor anymore, which was the main goal.
That looks good.
Well, that's going to be it for this episode. I'm really glad that it was pretty much an easy fix. The shocks just needed to be longer. Bent everything back, got all the bushings redone. And I got to give a big thanks to Mark for coming and helping me out, because we knocked this thing out in pretty much a day. And I think he's going to be real happy with the way this truck drives now. So see you guys on the next one. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, watching all the videos. Hopefully you guys liked a mini truck episode. Maybe we'll do more. I don't know. But see you on the next one.